To order. Kenny?
Master King.
Here.
Master Barger.
Here.
Master Hughes.
Here.
Master Combs. Judge Clark.
Here. This was special called, kind of an emergency thing, and I want to talk a little bit about and purchase of property. We've been really looking at this corner of the old creamery building for years and years and years, and the price was just astronomical. Had two different owners, and they wanted what we felt like was 2 or 3 times what the building and the land was worth. When it's set for sale for like the last 2 years, and they finally put up a sign, absolute auction, and I didn't pay attention to the date, and then last Friday at work I just happened to walking over there, and the sale was Saturday morning, so I kind of took it on myself, and I knew if I went up there that somebody'd run it up, so I sent Dwayne to bid for the county if indeed we could get it cheap enough where the county could afford it. I mean, it's absolutely a no-brainer for that much property right there on that corner not to be owned by the county. So wound up, it was bid in at 100, and we bid 110,000, and that was the only bid. Now, I know for a fact the man that bought it paid $270,000 for it, the previous owner. So first off, and I told Dwayne to go on and buy it on my own, hoping that the court would realize how important that piece of property is to us, not only now but in the future. It was, I think it was a huge bargain for us. I think it'd be an absolute no-brainer for us not to own that piece of property. So I called the magistrates, and I left messages for some and talked to some on the phone, just telling them what I was trying to do, but I never met with any of them, I mean, over that particular incident, because I didn't even think anything about it till Friday afternoon. And matter of fact, I didn't call Dwayne till Friday evening to see if he could go over there for me. So anyway, the bottom line is it's a great location. It's a great piece of property. Something that really we have to have. We're expanding. I think everybody knows that we've got to do something with the jail. We've got to expand there. We can't continue to run 100 over. So whether we do the Class D house now or we do it a little later, but we're still going to have more parking. We're still going to have facilities. So we went on and bought it, and I called a special meeting because we have to pay the 10% down day of sale, and Dwayne told Rusty, and I talked to Rusty yesterday, that I couldn't issue a check until the court authorized that. And so I've called the special meeting to ask the court to allow me to go on and pay the 10% down, and to also go on and close on the building. We don't want to close. I've talked to Mark Robbins. You all have contracts. They're getting a deed to it, and there's also, I think, a couple of kids living in the back, and I've asked the owner to ask them to get out. So until Mark gets the deed, he does a title search. We get the tenants out and stuff. Then I told the owner that we'd close on the building. So that's kind of it in the bottom line. I just felt like it was something that we couldn't pass up, and thought we bought it for half what it's worth. So I'd like to open it up for conversation with the court. Greg, have you got any comments? Roger, Billy Ray.
I was thinking, we're landlocked here as a county, and if you get a piece of property that it's right adjacent to you that we've been needing, we're out of space. I'm just glad you didn't let it get away from us, and I think it's a real good buy.
Thank you. Any comments from the audience? Anybody, any questions? If not, then I would ask for a motion to authorize me to go on and allow Glenna to issue a check for 10% down, and then we'll go on and close when all the terms are met, when Mark comes back with a title search. Everything's clean. Of course, this money goes in escrow. It's not spent. If something happens that, the bank won't release, or there's a second mortgage, then the money comes back to us. They can't spend it. So to go on and authorize me to pay the 10% down and then close on the building, but the court will be aware of it and welcome to be at the closing when Mark decides that everything's okay and all the terms have been met.
So moved.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger,
My conscience says I vote no.
Master Hughes,
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. Thank you all very much. I think that's going to be one of the best deals that we've ever done around downtown Richmond. Judge's report, I've got a few things. First, Paula Miyake, Dr. Miyake is here, and I think she wanted to come up and address the court and address the TV audience, maybe, hopefully, about taking care of yourself, because it is the cold and flu season, and I think she's fighting about a flu herself. So she'd asked to be on the agenda, and so I put her in the judge's report, which is totally legal.
I did want to speak to the TV audience. If you look at the flu map, it has been rolling up from the south, and it is now pretty much not quite paralyzing Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, and it has now rolled into Kentucky with a vengeance and closed an awful lot of schools in southern and eastern Kentucky. This is a very vigorous flu season. I really urge everybody who has not been immunized to go ahead and get immunized, and anybody who has access to employees, whether you get it at the health department, you get it at your doctor's office, or you get it at a drugstore, I don't care. But this is not going to be a quiet flu season. It has started very, very early for Kentucky, and usually our flu season runs well into March and April. So there's plenty of time for folks who have not been immunized or have not gotten their employees immunized to go ahead and do that. The flu is a very serious disease. About 35 to 40,000 people die every year of the flu complications. And on top of that, 35 to 40,000, you will easily have nationwide, at least 100,000 hospitalizations. So this has a tremendous economic impact also on your community. So anything that you can do to get people immunized, please, I urge you to do it. Any questions?
Already got mine. Already got mine.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Miyake. Kind of real quick, a few things. Update on the West Urban building, the building damage where the car ran into it. Insurance is okayed. We're looking, going to get the same bricklayer to put that. We found the stone. The window wasn't broke. It just snaps back in, so that was a big leak. The hardest thing is going to be getting behind the stairwell and trying to put the drywall back. But we're on top of that, and we should have that fixed in the next couple of weeks. Christmas tree lighting, I want to thank Philip and the Phillips family for the donation of the tree. Bora Battle of Richmond Association was here. We had a really good crowd in the rain, and it's a beautiful tree, and hopefully we can make that a regular. We did it last year for the first time in a long time, and I told them we'd been lighting the two little pine trees over on the side. It wasn't working real well, so hopefully, and thank Leroy and his crew. They did such a wonderful job. I mean, moving that tree is tough. So they've done that the last 2 years. But Philip, thank you all for all the work you put into it. I think it was a very big success. Mayor Barnes was here, and Mindy was here from the chamber, so it went real well. Linda wants to thank everybody for continued support of Greg. He's improving. He's getting better. But he's, he's still not up and about yet, although he'd like to. Please shop local for the holidays. We have as many stores, as many things that you could want or look for if you look at the right place in Richmond than they do in Lexington or anywhere else. So we just urge you, along with the Chamber and the City of Richmond, to shop local if it's any way possible. I think it'll pay off in the long run for you. And again, as Dr. Bianchi said, take care of yourself. It's cold season. I know we paid for our whole road department to get flu shots, so we'd have them pushing snow when the time is needed. They weren't calling in sick. Hopefully, they're down there at work. So that's all I had in the judge's report. And motion would be in order to, I think we had a few claims and transfers, Glenna.
Just the one, that's all, we don't have any.
Okay, so I need a motion to pay the claims.
So moved.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Hughes,
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. And our next court date will be the 18th, which is, if I'm not wrong, next Tuesday. So we'll have it on the 18th, and hope everybody can come. Be talking about a few special things there too. And want to thank the magistrates on such short notice for coming in. We really appreciate their support. And thank you all for coming in. And at this time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Hughes,
Aye.
Judge Clark.
Thank you all. Hello, Michael. I don't know which one of us was bragging the most on